We have been taught that the moon has no light of its own but is merely a reflector of the sun's light, that some masons from NASA actually walked on the moon, that some other masons from NASA sent rovers to Mars, that satellites and space stations are incessantly spinning in suspended animation above the Earth, that Hubble telescopes are taking snapshots of distant planets, galaxies, stars, quasars, black holes, wormholes, and other fantastic celestial phenomena. We have been taught that our ignorant ancient ancestors for millennia falsely believed the Earth to be the flat, immovable center of the universe, but thanks to modern science and its Masonic prophets like Copernicus, Newton, Galileo, Collins, Aldrin and Armstrong, we now believe the world to be a giant whirling sea-Earth globe careening through infinite space. Modern astronomical teaching affirms that the world we live on is a globe, which rotates, revolves and spins away in space at brain-reeling rates of speed, that the Sun is 1.5 million times the volume of the Earth globe, and nearly 100 million miles distant from it, that the Moon is about 1/4 the size of Earth, that it receives all its light from the Sun, and is thus only a reflector, and not a giver of light, that it attracts the body of the Earth and thus causes the tides, that the stars are worlds and suns, some of them equal in importance to our own Sun himself, and others vastly his superior, that these worlds, inhabited by sentient beings, are without numbers and occupy space boundless in extent and illimitable in duration, the whole of these interlaced bodies being subject to, and supported by, universal gravitation, the foundation and father of the whole fabric. To fanciful minds and theoretical speculators, the so-called science of modern astronomy furnishes a field, unsurpassed in any science for the unrestrained license of the imagination, and the building up of a complicated conjuration of absurdities such as to overawe the simpleton and make him gape with wonder, to deceive even those who truly believe their assumptions to be facts. We have been taught that science, books like Newton's Principia Mathematica which propound the spherical heliocentric myth are the bearers of truth, while backwater, religious, books like the Holy Bible which propound a flat, geocentric Earth are merely outdated myths. We have been taught that the universe was unintelligently designed and randomly created in a cosmic coincidence of nothing inexplicably becoming everything. We have been taught that through millions upon millions of years of accidental evolution and happenstance the Big Bang universe began manifesting suns, moons, planets, then water, then somehow out of dead, inert elements, single-celled conscious organisms came to life, grew and multiplied and mutated into larger, different organisms which continued to grow, multiply and mutate, gaining diversity and complexity, and losing credibility, to the point where amphibians crawled up on land, replaced gills with lungs, started breathing air, maturated into mammals, became bipedal, grew opposable thumbs, evolved into monkeys, then in one final fluke adaptation a hybrid monkey man was made, and the rest is human history. Put together all the imaginary exploits in the air specially written to interest the young. Add to this all the wonderful adventures of airships recorded in the Daughter of the Revolution, and tack on to this all the wild and impossible things found in current libraries of fiction, and I venture to say that the grand total will record nothing so utterly impossible or so supremely ridiculous as this modern scientific delusion of a globe spinning away in space in several different directions at the same time, at rates of speed which no man is able to grasp, with the inhabitants, some hanging heads down and others at various angles to suit the inclination. Write down all the swindles that ever were perpetrated. Name all the hoaxes you ever heard of or read about. Include all the impostures and bubbles ever exposed. Make a list of all the snares that popular credulity could ever be exposed to, and you will fail in getting within sight or hearing of an imposture so gross, a hoax so ingenious, or a bubble of such gigantic proportions as has been perpetrated and forced upon unthinking multitudes in the name of science, and has proved incontrovertible fact, by the expounders of modern astronomy. Again and again have their theories been combated and exposed, but as often have the majority, who do not think for themselves, accepted the popular thing. Thomas Winship, Zetetic Cosmogony. We have been taught that the height of stupidity and naivety was when our ignorant ancestors believed the Earth to be flat, and that if any man somehow still thinks the Earth to be the immovable center of the universe, that they must be the most primitive kind of ignoramus. Nowadays the label, flat earther, has become literally synonymous with moron, and is a common cliché derogatory term for insulting someone's intelligence. Upon seeing a book titled, The Flat Earth Conspiracy, your ingrained instinct was likely to laugh, mock the messenger, and deny the very possibility. What strikes you as being some thoughts that people would have if, in the short space of a few weeks, the universally held conviction that the Earth rotates on an axis daily and orbits the Sun annually were exposed as an unscientific deception? Keep in mind that a rotating, orbiting Earth is not counted as a mere hypothesis or even a theory anywhere in the world today. Oh no. Rather, this concept is an unquestioned truth, an established fact, in all books and other media everywhere, church media included. Copernicanism, in short, is a concept that is protected in a bunker under a 50-foot thick ceiling of solid, scientific concrete. It is meant to be impregnable. It is a concept that has become ensconced in men's minds as the indestructible cornerstone of enlightened modern man's knowledge. Virtually all people everywhere have been taught to believe, and do believe, that this concept is based on objective science and dispassionate secular reasoning. Marshall Hall, exposing the Copernican deception, 99 people out of 100 would give the same answer to the interrogation, and that same answer would be to the effect that the Earth is a globe which revolves round the Sun. The 99 who makes this reply would do it because they know it is the case. How do they know it? Let this question be put to them, and they will bestow upon you a withering smile of pity at what they conceive to be an imbecility of mind on your part, and answer you in something like the following style: "It always has been so. We learned it at school. Clever men say so, and look how astronomers can foretell eclipses, and then lose their temper at the very idea of the globular theory being incorrect, and a haughty, there can be a doubt about it, will close all they have to say on the subject." Now, if the ears of these 99 could only be gained, they would be shown in an irresistible manner that the philosophy which would speak of a round and revolving world is a false philosophy. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.